Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. My name is UltimatDJz, your friendly neighborhood cat person from the official Star Trek Fleet Command podcast, Talking Trek, with an ARC introduction video for you as we anticipate the launch of ArcFall, only hours away if you're watching this like right as when it was posted. It's been 5 months, and the next generation seasonal ARC comes to a close this month. And finally, we can tell you about the Enterprise D. Finally, we can reveal what's going on with the ship that everyone wants. We're not getting it this month. That's it. Video's over. I'm going to take my phone and every other device that has Star Trek Fleet Command on it, I'm going to throw it over a cliff, burn it, run it over with my car, drop it in the pool, rage smash it with a brick. The end. Over. Done. Just kidding. And I mean, I'm not kidding about the D. I'm just kidding about all the damage I'm going to do to my stuff, because why would I do that? It's just silly. But we do have other things coming this month that we can tell you about. The hints that we've released during our podcast, toward content this month, have all indicated we're revisiting a mechanic that we've already seen, and that Scopely has made better decisions regarding this content and how it can work. So let's, community, put on our judge, jury, and executioner beer hats and see what they're throwing at us. As always, let's start with officers. 2 new ones this arc. We'll begin with the rare Tasha Yar. Captain's maneuver, dang, almost as good as Worf, reducing the crit chance of yellow mission hostiles by 10%. Scopely, why? Just why? Okay, let's give the benefit of the doubt. Yellow mission bosses are something a lot of us have struggled with at one point or another. And as you can see from this screenshot, the yellow mission bosses have about a 10% crit chance. This essentially removes all crits from the yellow bosses, all right? Just the yellow ones. Depending on how big it is, that could actually be pretty significant. I'm not going to knock it till I've tried it, but I can't imagine other officers I would use against the yellow boss that may be better. That said, this will reduce 10% of total shots by approximately half the damage they would have thrown, for example. So overall, mathematically, Tasha Yar's captain's maneuver will reduce the overall damage thrown by a yellow boss by approximately 20% just by eliminating the criticals. And of course, this is assuming 100% damage essentially equals, or that 100% of the normal damage, right, equals 90% of normal shots plus 10% of shots at the crit bonus level. Be it here nor there, this is not mind-blowing that I can tell, but could help you edge out if you were very close to beating one before. Testing will need to occur. Maybe her officer ability will be better. Let's take a look. Tasha increases all weapon damage against non-player targets by 50%. But notice down here that says max level. Max. She's actually only 10% of base, and increases 10% per tier all the way to tier 5 at 50%. These are affecting base, and they are not cumulative, so it's just a one-time calculation and adding on the damage to every shot, every round, but it's static and won't grow with the length of battle. Again, I'm struggling to see the long-term play here. Obviously, she is a part of the TNG group, so she will provide synergy with Riker and Troy and all the rest. Hey, maybe if you put her alongside Picard as captain, and maybe Beverly on the side, this could be decent, because Picard's going to give her a 220% boost to those figures. So that would be a 32% weapons damage boost at tier 1, or as much as 160% at tier 5, which is more than Riker, Geordi, and Troy, at least as far as doing the faction abilities. But again, you stack that with Picard, it gets higher, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Her massive value may not yet still be seen, or maybe she doesn't have one. We will have to discover her together as time goes on. Now, there is a great new officer coming, and it's not even TNG. Get ready, folks. A new T'Pring. Yes! But hold your horses there, folks. She ain't going to be taking Romulan credits. No, sirree, Bob. Just as Star Trek Fleet Command started to see a small, teeny, tiny, slight bit of relief in the last Borg event with regards to active nanoprobes, we do now, in fact, have a new Borg mining officer. Scoot on over, 2 of 10. 3 of 10 is here, and she is assimilated to T'Pring. Captain's Maneuver is exactly the same, boosting gas mining speed by 60% at base, but 45% synergy per side, capping her out at 150%, slightly better than T'Pring. And she will actually have an even higher mining rate than that if you synergize with the Tribble. Assuming a tier 1 Tribble, which is an 80% buff, and 3 of 10 getting synergy from the Tribble on one other side, that's now a 230% buff to mining speed just from the officers. Yes, people, if you get this epic officer, the Tribble's just got to go with her. Must go with her, period, plain and simple, hard stop. And of course, if your Tribble is promoted, that's just icing on the cake. And that's just the Captain's Maneuver. Let's take a look at her officer ability. Is it also like T'Pring? Nope! It's actually better. Holy protected cargo, Batman. T'Pring at tier 1, folks, is 50%, and Max is at 300%. Remember? We all remember. 3 of 10 has been assimilated, and her abilities enhanced. At tier 1, she's 300%, equal to a tier 5 T'Pring. She raises by 50% per level and caps at tier 5 at 500%. Protected cargo. Now, she is an epic. She's going to be nuts to promote, and yes, she costs active nanoprobes and independent credits, so it's going to be a long road. But one that may, in fact, actually shuffle your priorities when it comes to active nanos and independent credits. Maybe 3 of 10 now kind of bumps herself near the top of the list, or maybe not. But this is a massively valuable officer in my eyes, and probably why she's epic. And why she's going to be sourced with traditional G3, G4 spend auctions this month, utilizing the same method from the last few months, probably 2 to 3 runs of this auction, alongside a paired SMS. So that's good. Now, enough about the officers. Let's look at our new feature. Or is it a new feature? Not technically. It is a previous feature that's been reacted to based on our feedback. At least that's the claim. So let's check it out. Introducing Away Teams version 2. Away Teams Revised. Away Teams Reimagined. Away Teams 2.0, whatever you want to call it. Is this exactly what we asked for? No, I don't think it is. But it does address some of the problems that we've all had with them. For example, players, I think, were originally intended to take a gamble using officers that they would never normally use, that would give you a partial chance at success, and maybe take home a few rewards if you won. If you failed, no harm, no foul. You lost nothing, you start again. But that's not actually how it played out. Players wanted to use their best officers to guarantee the prize or even increase it by using the stat multiplier. By using higher stat officers to increase the multiplier and take home the guaranteed win. But then their officers were either seized up for whatever period of time, or they had to use speed ups. Another complaint was RNG on RNG on RNG with regards to merits of honor or other high value prizes that were placed within the critical chance section of the assignment. So Scopely has kind of doubled down on the high-risk, high-reward model, or perhaps the play it conservatively and get conservative rewards. What do I mean? I mean, you have a choice right here, right now, today, because I'm here to tell you, you cannot and will not impact enough officers with this new mechanic. Whether you're free to play or a huge level 50 bro, you will have choices to make. So let's dive in, and guys, strap in. This is a deep mechanic, and honestly, design-wise, I like it, but it will involve so much understanding and choice even with regards to what away teams assignments you're actually going to run. And no, we do not have a complete list, and yes, new away teams assignments are coming. So before you rush out and start picking a few officers to upgrade, you need to wait and see what your favorite away teams assignments are, what traits they're using, and what officers can get you those traits for the least amount of resource. Ooh, does that sound confusing? Sounds confusing to me. Let's break it down. All right, we've got the how-to. Introducing a revised away teams assignment mechanic called traits. See, Ripper was right. It does start with a T. All right, let's start with basics. Every uncommon or higher officer in the game will have at least one trait. There's a total of, probably 20 plus traits in the game. We don't have an exact count. It's up there, okay? And just like a key stat, certain away teams assignments are going to call for certain traits. What you're going to want to do here is see if the away teams assignments that you like call for a key stat like attack and a key trait of, let's say, captain and calculated, for example. Now, just like always, statistics affect your chance of success on the assignment. And to our knowledge, this mechanic has not changed. No stats change, no stat goals, no formulas. This part is the same. But what is different is now traits can improve your critical chance to a very, very high percentage rate, allowing traits to get you more of those valuable currencies in the crit chance box, maybe active nanoprobes, ship BPs, Latinum, faction credits, and being introduced this month, away teams credits for use in a new store. We're going to talk more about that here in a moment. Plus, how about epic officer shards, including Data, TOS Spock, Michael Burnham, and the Borg Tribble, 10 of 10. How do they work? Well, this is through a new resource in the game called Trait XP. So we have actually compiled a list of all the officers in the game and what traits they will have. Uncommons will have 1 trait, rares will have 2, and epics will have 3. We'll have the complete list in our Discord shortly after launch of this video. We've also compiled a chart of how much trait XP it will cost to level up these traits, as there are levels to each trait. Actually, it's easier to see than it is to explain. So take a look at this chart with data provided and parsed by not only Scopely, but STFC.space, shout out, and all of us here at Talking Trek. You saw from the previous video clip that traits must be upgraded in the order that they are set for that officer. So all 3 levels of trait number 1 must be completed before unlocking and upgrading trait number 2, if it happens to be a rare officer. Remember, uncommons only have 1. So once you do the first one, you're done. All 4 levels of trait number 2 on the rare officer must be upgraded before you can unlock and upgrade trait number 3 if it happens to be an epic officer. Okay, you can see all of this on the chart, that the total amount of XP required per trait is tabulated down there at the bottom. So on a rare officer, you'll spend 8,000 trait XP on trait number 1, and then another 29,500 on trait number 2, for a total investment of 37,500. Now, keep in mind, just unlocking the trait will provide a crit chance bonus, but the more it's leveled, the more impact it's going to have. This formula has not yet been disclosed by Scopely, nor do we know the impacts, but we will attempt to map this out in the coming weeks. Now, there is some danger here. First, we've been told that as all new features are, the trait XP will be limited in supply during this first month, just like refresh tokens were in month number 1 of away teams assignments. These will be limited in sourcing, so you gotta choose your officers carefully. As I mentioned before, you may want to look at officers that have the statistics and the traits that are called by your favorite assignments, or at least the ones that you find the most value in, because you won't be earning hundreds of thousands of trait XP this month, nor will you even be able to purchase a great deal of it if you're a spender. So priority and planning are absolutely necessary. Further, Scopely has said that this can add value to the underutilized epic officers, but I already see one problem with this. If the stats still are the defining factor at success or failure, then players may still choose to use their best officers, or feel like they have to use their best officers just to guarantee the success, and then use the traits on those officers to upgrade their chances at success. This plays into the high-risk, high-reward ideology we spoke about earlier. You may not want to put all your trait XP in the fat mud, since he's not one of the highest stat officers in the game. Scopely may have possibly missed the mark on this particular piece, in my opinion, because it still puts the best chance of overall success on the officers that have the best stats, like the cons and Marcus and 6 of 10, meaning you'd still have to rush those assignments or risk being without those officers. This mechanic is going to put emphasis on what you already choose regarding assignments as a player. Do you play with lower officers, or do you play with higher value officers and risk tying them up, or obligate yourself to speed ups? Whatever you do, those are officers that you're going to want to invest trait XP into. Or perhaps this new mechanic will allow you to choose to change your strategy from one method to the other. Who knows? But the one thing you'll want to do is definitely look at the assignments you currently find the best value in and what traits they call for. Even the older assignments are going to be upgraded to use traits, and now brand new assignments have been added to the loot table. Perhaps a project we can work on as a community is mapping out all the assignments and what traits they're actually going to use, although that would be a massive, massive project because it's different assignments per ops level. So it might just be better for you to identify the ones that you particularly like and invest in those traits alone. It is up to you, player choice, and kind of cool, a player choice that will have success or failure ramifications if you choose poorly. Just as a PS, note in this second piece of video that we got from the Scopely development team that you no longer have to remove officers from ships before going into assignments. It's still going to ask you to confirm, but now it will let you take that officer by confirming and not having to exit the screen and remove them from the ship. So that's an improvement on quality of life for assignments, and I'm really pleased with that one for sure. One other improvement that they told us about, although at the time of taping we did not have the exact mechanic, is that they're attempting to remove or maybe reduce the first layer of RNG. Sorry, I'm losing my kitty cat voice. I got a hairball. As in, for example, if you're looking for an assignment with merits of honor, for example, you don't get those very often, right? They said they're either reducing the cooldown for refreshes or reducing the cost of refreshes, or gosh, maybe even teasing us, maybe removing refreshes from the equation altogether. This could result possibly in unlimited refreshes, or potentially, like I said, at least a reduced cooldown, increasing the odds that you get the assignment that you're looking for. Like I said, at the time of taping, we don't know exactly what this new mechanic is going to be from game design, but we are told something different is coming with regards to the refresh mechanic. So this could also be a very, very solid improvement and potentially even reduce or possibly eliminate the first layer of RNG when it comes to getting the assignments you find the most value in. Now, as previously mentioned, we also talked about away teams credits. These are going to be sourced in some of the new assignments, and these credits are practically like faction credits. They can be earned and spent in the all-new away team store. Now, at the time of taping, we did not have an exact listing of the bundles and what they cost, but what we do know is that these bundles will contain specific items related to ops level and reputation tier to anybody level 20 plus. So this indicates that we could see faction ship BPs, maybe even reputation. While we don't yet know the contents of this entire store, the fact that there is yet another way to get blueprints or reputation or whatever else they put in there will further emphasize away teams assignments as a long-term way to source items you want and need in the game a little bit faster. All in all, while I may still feel that there's a tweak or two needed even in away teams assignments 2.0, it is a solid improvement and puts more importance on following this mechanic through on a daily basis, getting it to be a part of your routine, as acquisition of important items may now be easier and more reliable than it was before. Also, P.S., there is now some style of mechanic also that may reward you in an event for using a specific officer as team leader on an assignment. Again, when we're taping this video, they have indicated that it does not change your stats or chance of success or do synergy or anything related to the assignment itself, but there is going to be an actual event that does now award bonus points for being for using a specific officer as captain of the assignment. So that means certainly there are potential mechanics in the future regarding what the captain may be able to do to improve the odds or something to that effect within away teams assignments. More to come on that one in the future, we hope. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is away teams assignments 2.0, but we're not done. That's not all that's happening this arc. We got a few other things to touch on to keep you aware of right here. New core missions this month will present like they do every month. And while I fundamentally disagree with this model, it is what they're doing. The core 10 TNG missions this month are limited to Ops 35 plus. And there's 5 side TNG missions. And this month they have raised the bar. They are 42 plus. While I do not like it, it's clear that they're pushing players to level their ops towards a higher level just to get the missions. It's kind of a sucky thing, even for myself at Ops 41. I'm not going to get the side missions, and that's the first time that's happened to me. So I know many of you have gone through the same thing in the past. Don't worry, though. At least from a Talking Trek perspective, for those who can't get the missions, you will be able to continue counting on Talking Trek to provide the ARC chapter summary near the end of Arc 5. And yes, we say Arc 5. This is the final TNG arc. So yes, we are getting an event store. The content is going to source everything that's been offered in TNG arcs 1 through 4, including projectiles, ship skins, officer shards, and then, of course, your basic resources and materials, as well as some catch-up items. Should be a relatively normal event store and a chance for some of you to cap off and finish some of the stuff you worked on during arcs 1 through 4. Sadly, neither 3 of 10 nor Tasha Yar will be in the event store, but this is actually normal, as the current arc content has never presented in an event store, so don't count on that. However, regarding the event store, they're also introducing a wild new event that I actually kind of like. It's an event store loot spending event. Now, before anyone really complains, yes, of course, I know, you can buy event store loot, meaning you can essentially buy the top spots in this leaderboard, but everyone will get a chance to play. And you can do well if you strategically plan the spending of the loot that you've earned. This event is going to last all month long, but it's going to be broken up into 3 individual segments end to end. So you're going to have 3 different time segments in which you can spend your loot and earn points and try your strategy at placing well in this SLB alongside an ALB, something to that effect. There's no grind, just hey, paying you more rewards for you spending your event store currency. I kind of do like this bonus mechanic. It's the opposite of, for example, what I was yelling about spending your rewards to just participate. This is actually the opposite. It's a bonus mechanic. By spending your loot, you're getting more loot. So that's actually cool on the other end of the spectrum. I've also been told that there will be some bonus points for playing in away teams assignments as well during this. So it's not just spending loot, but also participation in this month's feature. So really push those, and let's hope that you've saved up some speed ups for a while. That, of course, will help you in being successful if you're trying to push towards a top spot. What else do we have? More frames, more avatars. Yippee! Okay, enough on that. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, seriously, I'm done with that. Through the ever so powerful voice of the community, exocomps have not been forgotten. And while I can't yet confirm if they're going to do this every single month, they have heard the cries of the community loud and clear. And for September, we get a few new exocomps added to our daily bundles. And they even feature a few buffs exactly from the list that you, the community, provided. Oh, I'm so happy about this one. Introducing 5 new exocomp buffs. Or at least 5 new types, okay? We think that there's probably 1 or 2 levels for each one of these. We haven't seen that in detail yet, but we will be adding these to our list, and we'll be publishing it. Oh, do we have it? I don't know. Okay, if we have it, we'll put it here on your screen. If not, it'll be in our Discord a little bit later. But the brand new ones are awesome, folks, and exactly off the list that we put together. It might not have been number 1, but it is stuff that we asked for. These are focused around officer stats, including one for generic officer stats increase, and others specifically for focusing on attack, defense, and health. Their true impact is yet to be tested. We don't know if this is going to translate to away teams assignments, but I'd be willing to bet a shiny nickel that they do, adding a potentially valuable mechanic to the feature of ATA 2.0 this month by utilizing exocomps to increase your stats and get you closer to the guarantee, or maybe even increasing your bonus. This is especially useful to the upper 40 level players who up to this point have even struggled just to get to 100% chance on their assignments, much less get a multiplier payout. This could help, but again, testing is going to be needed to see the real world impact. But it is from our list and may have a real potential game-altering impact on assignments for some players. Another exocomp that is brand new this month. Oh boy, y'all yelled and screamed for this one, so players, bubble up. Shield or share. Scopely is basically saying, okay guys, it's on you, community. You can get scooped for more cargo in a single hit than ever before. because we are introducing what I will call the rating exocomp, increasing your max cargo. I believe one of them is at 50%. I don't know what the others are. We'll look, but that's still significant in most cases, especially for high-level faction miners or G4 miners, for example, Tier 9 and Taurus. It's adding over 1 million to your cargo. Game breaking? No, but definitely better and nice, and shaving off a few valuable minutes off of those multi-billion resource raids. Oh, you bet, guys. It's 3 hours, so it's going to last a while, okay? So it's specifically designed for those multi-billion raids. Oh my God. I can taste the salty tears of people being raided already. Please email all complaints to we-don't-read-this-inbox at talkingtrekstfc.com. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the events calendar is definitely fuller this month than it was last. We hope that it can remain somewhat static, though, this month. And know that we will do our event guide video probably the day after Arc launch, because there are brand new styles of events this month, including a tournament style event with weekly qualifiers, as well as a new tweak in the ticketed events and how they're laid out. Plus, another event or two that will use uncommon tickets outside of the normal ticketed events. Plus, again, directly from feedback, I believe a non-ticketed faction hunt may even appear. All right, although that's not confirmed. I think we're just kind of chitter-chattering about that. But definitely some feedback-driven changes. So, judge, jury, and executioner, what say you toeth Scopely? I can already see some good. I can see some bad coming with this arc, all dependent on sourcing. So, Scopely, it's the final TNG arc. How generous are we ready to be? We shall be watching our pockets to see if they overflow or if we're still picking lint out of them like we have been here recently. Community, leave your comments in the section below. Find a link to our website in the video description, and from there, you can join our Discord to get even more data, charts, chat, and images, all from the Talking Trek team. Please share this video with your team, subscribe to our channels, ding-dong the bell, spraying your thumb with an enthusiastic thumbs up, and of course, be well, everybody. My name is UltimatDJz, your friendly neighborhood cat person, saying meow for now. Happy ArcFall Day, everyone. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye, meow.